Oh, hi, how's it going? Oh man, I just realized that I have my earphones on. Let me put these in so they can charge. This is my vlog for, the 2nd. Yeah, December 2nd, 7/13, 7/14, Monday. Yeah, I didn't upload my video yesterday, so it's like, I needed to get in the habit of uploading the videos every day. I think I stopped doing it when I had a few days ago, where I didn't even go to the gym for a couple days. I was just sitting around smoking weed. Even though I could, because I got kind of like a relapse with COVID. And then a couple days after I was... But anyway, I've been going to the gym every day for the last few days. But I haven't, I haven't uploaded the videos to YouTube, so I don't know how many, like, pounds I was doing. But I also recorded yesterday, like when I went in and when I left. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm trying to come up with a routine, like it's hard. Maybe, because I smoked too much weed. Like, change habits. Takes dendrites in your brain to change your habits. I think it was 90 days, and I think you can actually feel your dendrites change, because if you're just not even paying attention to any of that stuff and you're just changing your habits, after, maybe like 90 days, you kind of feel like you're in the habit, like I'm feeling now, like I'm getting in the habit of, like I'm settling in, and it's starting to feel like every day is the same as the day before. So I'm in the habit now of like going to the gym. Like, I got up this morning. I had insomnia for a lot. Like, my diet actually for the last 2 nights has been crap, because I've been smoking weed. Like, I decided to go ahead and smoke this. This is from the plant, my second plant. We were gonna make cookies with it, but the cookies my mom makes aren't strong enough. I don't feel anything from them, so it's better just get high off of it. And this stuff gets me baked. And I love the idea of getting baked off weed I grow in my apartment. This weed might last a while, dude. Like a week or something. It's a lot of weed. But I've got these like plants growing in my closet that are like, they're already like at the level that this plant was when they were given to me. My mom like grew a couple, and I guess just from natural light, maybe she's putting them outside, it got like a foot high or something, and then gave it to me, and it turned into these ones. But I had 6 of them. 3 of them were male. I wasn't really looking at them, and then my mom came over, and she helped me, and we brought them out, and we uprooted the males, and I was surprised by how different they look than the females. Like, they're covered in seeds, like so many seeds. Like, if you were to let those males go to maturity, like in their own room, I guess that's a good way to get a whole bunch of seeds for more plants, right? So I had 3 females, and I don't know. I think there's even I uprooted a male before, and I helped make tea with it. With the bud that I cut off of my last plant, but I think there's another male in there. When I saw all those plants, those seeds, I was like, they look like testicles, and the buds look like pussies. It was kind of gross. It's like, oh my god, look at all those testicles. But anyway, what was I talking about before? Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think I'll be out of the habit. Oh yeah, I was talking about habits. I'll be out of the habit of smoking weed by the time those are mature. But maybe there'll be enough, especially if some of the new ones grow up, because I threw a bunch of seeds down the other day, to throw a bunch in the bathroom, because I have a light in the bathroom, and I have a roommate now. So it wouldn't be a problem. A roommate, it might be rough to have a light in there, because then you have to ask them to turn the light on and off every time they go in, you know. People probably wouldn't want to do that. But it's not that much of a pain for me, and to have a whole bunch of plants would be cool. But I don't know what I would do when they mature and I have all this weed. Yeah, I'd let them mature more than I let these. I think I harvested these a little early because I wanted to smoke them. But my birds are cute. They like to follow me. They follow my schedule. Like, they were sleeping, but if I start talking, then they like to fly all over the place. And when I masturbate for my OnlyFans girlfriends, my birds go crazy, dude. They start hanging out above me and pooping on me, and then doing flybys over me all the time, constantly. It's like they're on crack or something. But I can't do that anymore, man. I'm all flaccid dick right now. I remember 20 years ago, I saw like just an excerpt or something of Marky Mark in an interview. It was a Playboy interview. And he goes, yeah, every time I wake up I have a boner. And I was like, oh yeah, I think I remember those days too. But it's like, I have 33.5% body fat. At least last time I checked. I get to do a check pretty soon, but I don't think it's gone down any. And I guess your testosterone goes up a lot once your body fat goes below 20. Maybe my body fat's just too high. So that's why I rely on the weed, but it doesn't always help. Trying to stock up on those while I have weed. But then maybe I'll kick in and be able to make more of them after I get my testosterone up. But anyway, my knee is like in pain. Like if I touch the inside of my knee, like, I guess I'll show you. Okay, so if I push there, that's like meniscus. That's like hurts. Ow! Did you hear that? Whenever I bring my knee down, it pops, which is another sign of a meniscus tear. So, but I think the best way to heal my left leg from meniscus tear. I also have a like compromised foreleg muscle. I don't even know what that's called. That makes me limp, dude. It makes it hard for me to bring my leg up. Luckily, I can still run. It doesn't bother me that much when I run, but when I walk, it does. And yeah, I hope that I can exercise my way out of those problems. That was from a really stupid fucking injury. I trusted somebody who wasn't smart enough to belay me in climbing, and yeah. So, don't hang out with dumb people. But then my right knee hurts enough that when I walk upstairs it hurts. So, yeah, I think the best way. See, that was that meniscus tear. That was yeah. My knee actually hurts when I bounce it on the outside, like where this edema came. I don't know if I still have it, but that was a result of non-exercise. I sat down and it tore like I felt like 20 tendons tear. And that was before, when I was still working on the site, like 6 months ago. And yeah, so I think maybe I can just exercise my way out of it. combination of stretching and lifting. So I went into the gym yesterday and I did 3 sets of 20 hack squat all the way to the bottom where it clanks. Like I actually clank it. I hear it clank. And before it was kind of louder, but the last time I did it, it was like not that loud, like only I could hear it. So yeah, so because I'm trying to work on my form with just the sled, obviously. 3 sets of 20 with just the sled. And I go all the way down so that I know exactly the right like foot position and foot location to have it in, like every time. And make it feel like I'm squatting, like so it's like a natural movement, and so that I can put the most force down when I do it, and and I go really slowly, and it's kind of like a stretch, and yeah, it makes me sweat and it gets my heart rate up, dude. It's like an actual workout, and towards the end of the last set of 20 that I was doing, I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get the hang of this. Like, I'm starting to get the feeling for it. Because, you have to be able to engage all your muscles, your back and stuff. And there are also muscles, like, on the side and the back that, like, you kind of almost have to develop specifically for that. Or that I, at least, have a lot of muscles that are dead, that have just died. Like my mom has muscles that died so much the tendon comes unraveled from it. That's what eventually happens. Her shoulder muscle. So yeah, I've got like, I think some dormant or dead muscles there, and but so that's what I want to. Yeah, that's what I want to do next time I go in. But and other muscles that I'm totally like dead are like my shoulders, like back shoulder. And maybe that's why one reason, like I couldn't overhead squat for shit. And one of the reasons is because I'm not limber. I'd have to stretch a lot. And, but another reason, I probably don't even have the muscles. Like, I'm trying to, I work out a lot, and then I go and do the overhead press, where it's directly overhead, and I do that slowly, and I'm really weak on that. Like I was doing 30 pounds. I think I did 40, yesterday I did 40, but I do lots of sets. Like I went over and did 3 sets of 10 at the cable, but that was just 45. It was just whatever was already on there, and then I did 30. No, I was doing 30, and then I did 50 this time, yeah, with the machine. And, but when I first went in there, I ran for a mile, and that's what I'm also going to do when I go in the beginning, because I can't run if I try to run at the end of the workout. I could run at 4 miles an hour, so I should do that, but I don't have that much motivation. Like, that's why I'm super duper interested, and I'm going to do it right now. I'm so fucking lazy. I'm going to figure out what my, how much I've been lifting, because I don't know. I have no idea. And I've just been going off of feel. Like I go into the gym and I'll work out until like, and I remember thinking before yesterday, like I was going to try to gauge it and think about it. And I did. I remembered, I was thinking about it. Like exactly why do I stop working out at the gym? Is it because like my stomach starts to rumble and I get hungry? Is it because I start to get low blood sugar? Is it because all of my muscles are tired and I can't like do anymore because they're all sore or tired? Or is it because I start to get bored? And yeah, I remember thinking, I think it's like 60% of it, it's because I get bored. Like I get to the feeling like, man, I've been here a while, maybe I think I've done my chores, let's go home, sort of thing. Like, but then the other part of it is like cues from my body, like, yeah, maybe I get a little bit more groggy, or My stomach started to rumble a little bit last night, and so then I was expecting I was going to get low blood sugar or something. And then I know if I keep going, I'm not going to be able to do like a lot of weight on a lot of machines. So, yeah, so I've just kind of had my gauge set for my feelers set for like workout for fun, like workout until you get bored, like level 1 motivation workout, like for the weight too. But yeah, so that's why I want to know what like workout for fun average is for me for lifting. And I'd also want to go in and see if I can research people's workouts. I think I'll go on YouTube and look on, I think Joe Rogan mentioned he was working out with some fat dude in his home gym, and he was doing these fancy workouts. Like the ones that I saw Joe Rogan do, like the dumbbell where he freaking touches his toes to the side, holding a dumbbell straight up, like that kind of stuff is like, if all of his workouts were like that, that'd make it really hard to get like a really high, accumulated overall lifting number from that stuff. But you can gauge like how big of a workout it is. So I think he mentioned like 10 times or something. And I think it was actually Mike Israetel, Renaissance Periodization, when he was talking about it. And he said he was impressed with it. So maybe if you do 10 things, 3 sets of 10, maybe that's like a good. So that's another way to gauge how big your workout is. Just not even paying attention to the weight, but just how many exercises you do, 3 sets of 10. So 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to organize that like on my webpage on my YouTube, on my website. I don't think anytime soon, though. The next thing I'm going to do on my website is to try to paste Education of Cyrus menu together again one more time. And if that doesn't work, I'll give up on... I think I'll give up on just the whole website thing. But and then other stuff that I do that is for my website, like that thing I was just talking about that I can't remember. I can just do that in my head. Or maybe do it on notes. And then transfer it over to the website whenever I get a computer. Like next Black Friday, maybe. I don't know. It depends on if I continue to sink or can get out of debt. I need to fix my money donation. I'm currently immune to getting money donated to me. But anyway, what was I talking about? Got sidetracked. Yeah, so one thing I've noticed, there's a lot of super strong people in there. Well, yeah. I'm probably around average for the men. But yeah, I would see like guys do like bench like 185. You see that a lot. Dudes benching 185 and like incline benching 185, but not sets of 10, like 4. I saw a girl do two sets benching 135. So when I went in there yesterday, I ran a mile. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Let me do a strength test. It was the very first time I decided to do a strength test. I was afraid, like benching 135. Like how many times you can bench 135 is a good gauge of strength. And I got myself so out of shape that I saw myself as like just the weakest I'd ever been. Like fucking, as far as running, probably about the level I was when I was like 5 or 6. As far as lifting weights, maybe when I was like 14, like super weak. So I was afraid to try to even bench press 135 pounds. I didn't want to find out. I figured maybe benching one time would be harder if I could even do it. So, because I was doing benching on isolateral with one plate on each side, which I guess is kind of like the equivalent. It's less weight though, because it's extra 14 pounds on top of it. But I was doing like, I could bench 10 of those, but like just barely, right? And so so anyway, yeah, and I think I went in the gym like last year or whatever, and I tried it, and I could do like 3 reps, and that was like as much as I could. So that's what I figured maybe I could do. So yeah, I went in there on the bench, and I benched 8 reps of 135 without arcing my back or like struggling that much. I think the 8th rep was like a little bit of a struggle, and so that's why I stopped. And I didn't think I was going to do that much anyways. And 8 is like how many reps a lot of people do. You know, they do like 8, 10, or 12. I do 10, so I was like, that's enough for now. You know, I was like, oh, that's better than I thought. There's this chick named, who I follow on OnlyFans. She's really hot, named, she has a bunch of videos about her, like, all over, named, oh, come on. Gracie Parker, dude. She's fine. She says she can deadlift 425 pounds and bench 185 or 190 and squat 360, but there's a video of her where she benches 135 7 times, like without arcing her back, like with good form, and I was like, man, that bitch is probably stronger than me. I probably couldn't do it. So yeah, that was another thing. I was like, oh, I'm stronger than her. Nice. But then, so I was like, okay, so how strong is that? Well, I remember when because I don't remember doing bench pressing in high school. I had a weightlifting class in high school for like a whole like semester, and but I don't remember the lifts I did. I remember I was scared of I was in 11th grade, and I was afraid of the squat. Like one kid I was lifting with said he could squat like 250, and I was like, I didn't want to try that. There's no way. And I don't think I even really squatted much. When I did, it was maybe like 135, like 3 sets of 10 or something. But I was mainly doing dumbbells, but I don't even remember how much it was. And that was like the only lifting I did in high school. It was that class. I did some lifting in like 7th grade because there was a gym across the street from my house. But oh, and then I did some lifting in high school actually at the Y in North Boulder a little bit too. Huh. Anyway, but damn. Yeah, so I couldn't gauge like what I could bench 135. I think the strongest kid in class, in my class, senior year of high school, was 225 because it was in the yearbook. There was a kid and they had 225 loaded with a spotter, and I was like, I guess so that was supposed to be strong. But but when I came back from Chile, and I didn't really lift that much weights. I lifted some dumbbells a little bit when I was in Chile, but I commuted by bike. So and when I came back, and then I got a job as a window washer, and so I felt strong doing that and lifting the ladders around and stuff. But I went to the gym with my friend, and I was like 33, and yeah, and I was like, we went to bench the 135, and he was benching, he was spotting me. Maybe that's why I didn't do the 135. And I think I did it 10 times. I remember like I could barely do the 10th rep. And I felt like I wasn't going to do it, and then he helped me, but he told me he didn't help me. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I did it 10 times. Yeah, not 9, I think 10. But yeah, so I could just barely bench 135 pound 10 times. It's a 33-year-old dude who like has a manual job, commutes by bike, and like lifted it very occasionally. I think like being able to bench 135 10 pounds makes you strong as a man. Makes you super strong as a woman. Like if a woman, like even Gracie Parker, she's like a bodybuilder. I think she does like bodybuilding competitions. Even she can't do it. So even for a female bodybuilder, benching 135 pounds 10 times is good. I saw a video of a woman do it like 30 times. And when I was lifting weights, my max was 29 times. And I tried it like a bunch of times, dude. And every single time, yeah, I got to 29 times a bunch of times. Like, because I wanted to get to that 30 and I never could. 29 times. But looking back on it, that's a lot. That's really good. Like most female bodybuilders couldn't do that. Like if you, like Vladislava Galagan, like I would be surprised if she could do that. Yeah. Or Cindy Landolt. Like I think the only girls who can do that are the ones who train specifically for it, you know, so they can do like their video showing themselves do it. But I saw Cindy Landolt bench 225 10 times or 8 times. Yeah, without arcing her back. Anyway, Jesse Ventura said he benched 315 like 10 times. But and I may have been strong enough to bench 315 once. I don't know. But oh, see, there are the birds hanging directly above me. So, so for me to be able to bench 135 pounds 8 times and possibly 10, like I'm going to go in today. We'll see. My pecs are actually kind of sore, so maybe not today. Next time I go into the gym and my pecs aren't sore, because my pecs weren't sore. Like I felt my pecs and I was like, I don't think they're sore. And so that's why I did it. But if I had struggled, if I had to like arced my back, or if I had to like done it fast, like going for the 10, I probably could have done 10 reps yesterday. So anyways, to be able to do 9 reps, that kind of makes me in the ballpark of how strong I was then, you know, and that was back when I still considered myself fit. You know, so the only difference is I can't run, but the reason why I can't run is because I'm 81 pounds last time I checked, but I probably could have gained weight since then. You know, over 180 pounds, 33.5% body fat, just blubber. So I only have like 120 pounds of lean mass. So I'm kind of like a ball of blubber, and my knee hurts so bad that that's why I have trouble running. Like I can barely run. So it's like, yeah, plus all the dormant muscles that I have. So in some ways I'm kind of getting my strength back. So once I go back in there, maybe tomorrow, or I don't know, maybe today, if I feel all right, I don't know. But the first time I bench press 135 pounds 10 times, dude, I'll be like, okay, we're back, sort of. And then the other benchmark, yeah, would be, I think another good benchmark for my legs would be Smith squatting. When I lifted weights in Texas, I got up to like 195 at heaviest. I don't know what my fat was. I wasn't using one of those calipers, those things, but I wasn't that lean, but because I wasn't doing any cardio, but I was mainly doing upper body stuff. Like I benched 225 8.5 times, but and I have a video of that. But what I was doing for legs, I was doing 3 sets of 10 at hack squat with 3 plates on each side. And I couldn't even budge 4 plates. But I was doing 3 sets of 10 of deep squatting. 2 plates on either side with the Smith machine. And then I was deep squatting 225 pounds, 2 reps. 2 sets, and I can't remember what I could, my max squatted 290. To parallel, and I never tried to do it again. I only tried it once. I didn't spend that much time squatting, but I can't remember, but I may have been squatting 225 10 times once. I don't know. I barely did that because it was in a gym that was crowded and there was never any time to do that. But I would go in and do the Smith squat deep, 3 sets of 10 at 12, so at two plates. So whenever I can, I'd like to go and try the Smith squat. I did that once before. But Yeah, pendulum squats too, but I love it in there. But try the Smith squat, and if I can Smith squat like down reasonably far down, like not to parallel, but so it looks kind of like a squat, half squat, with two plates on either side. Yeah, even for like 3 reps, yeah, then I'll be like, okay, I'll get an idea, and then yeah, but once I can do it 10 reps squatting, two plates on each side, I'll feel like I'm back in terms of lower body, and then maybe I can, if I can hack squat 3 plates on each side, yeah. So I could hack squat 2 plates on each side now, if I didn't go down that far, because I think I was doing it before. I just don't want to. Like when yesterday I did like all the squat machines. Well, no, I did the 3 sets of 20 with the hack squat with just a sled, and then I did leg extension, leg curl with just 100 pounds. I didn't feel very strong yesterday. I'm getting worn out day by day with the lifting every day. But then hoist machine, 240 pounds or something. 3 sets of 10, hoist leg press. And then the calf, but I think I did 220, not 240. And so, yeah, that was what I did. And then I ran a mile before that. So, yeah, so I can... but then, yeah, when I came home, my knees were hurting. That's what I was getting at. So after that much leg lifting, which wasn't that much, like that was enough to make my knees hurt enough so that it was hard to walk up the stairs. Like, yeah, like I was like, oh my God. So, because my meniscus, the tear that I got, it's just taking forever. Even when I walk on flats, I can feel it. Every step I take, I feel the meniscus on the right side, and then the left side, my fucking foot won't come up. So, yeah, I'm going to be a waddler, dude. One of these old people who can't walk right if I don't get into running. Partly because of the meniscus tear, and mainly because of this fucking stupid ass ankle injury I shouldn't have had. So, yeah, I was walking down the parking lot last night, and the feeling, yeah, with the meniscus was tearing. But I remember thinking to myself, I think I've had meniscus tears before, like just from related stuff, like maybe twist your knee or something like that, and it hurts for a while, and then it goes away. So I mean, it could take a while, like it could take a year, but it is something that I could heal from enough to be able to run again, and I feel like if I run again, I guess running is one of those things that kind of takes a while to get faster, your body getting used to it and stuff, but I feel like I could be a good runner, dude. Like my body's designed for running. I have a good runner's body. Yeah. I was on cross-country team in high school, but I had mono, and then my friends talked me into joining, and then I did it for a couple months. So I managed to get my time to 17:07. That was in a junior varsity race that I won, but it was like single track, like twisty through these big cattails on a park, like avoiding roots to trip on, and then like the other part of it was up and down like some hills on like soggy grass. It wasn't like the fastest course. We should have done a race on the track. And the first time I did one, I got 18:10. So yeah, I don't know how fast I could have run that normally, but I was super light. And then I ran a 5:45 mile in 7th grade on track team. We had one meet with another school. I think it was districts. And it was like super low key. I don't even remember who the coach was. You'd do like a mile run, and that was our training. We'd do like jumping jacks and then a mile And we did that like a half dozen times or something, and then we did the race. So I don't have that much experience running. So, but I like it. I like running. I want to try to do it. So I could probably, and I ran 3 miles the other day. So if I went and ran now, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting weaker. Like my knees are getting weaker, and my knees getting weaker, and my legs. So I don't know. I feel like I could maybe run a mile. So maybe I run a mile and lift, and maybe try to run another mile, or maybe I could do 2 miles or maybe 3. But you never know. You know, sometimes you start running and then you feel good, and you're like, oh man, you know. Yesterday I also got on the bike for 10 minutes. I rode a mile on the bike, on the Recline bike. But I want to go and get on that Recline bike every time I go in the gym too, because it has a watt meter on it, you know, and it's a little bit different position. It's like your Recline, you probably can't do quite as many watts, but your leg is more out, so that can help you get watts. So I don't know how similar it is to an actual bike, but it has the strap-ons, but you get most of the power from pushing anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to test what my wattage was on the bike, you know, like I put it up on level 20, and I was riding really hard. This was kind of like toward the end of my exercise, like after I'd done the legs, so I wasn't all that strong, but I put on level 20 and I just started riding hard. Like this is like what hard it would be riding, like if I was in shape or something. And it said 350 watts. So so I think what I want to do is I want to like find a hammering cadence, and those things, it doesn't have a cadence gauge on it, so that's kind of a bummer. But I just find in my head or by feel just like a hammering cadence, like G G G G G G, and then do that hammering cadence at different levels, like level 20. And then just see how long I could do that hammering cadence. So like that hammering cadence at level 20, I think is 350 watts. So I could go and see if I can hold 350 watts for like a minute, you know, and then go and see like how see if I could hold, how many watts I could hold for 10 seconds, you know, and that kind of stuff. And then see how many watts I could hold at like 20 minutes. But when I was riding just at my regular, just chill, it was like 100 watts on that thing. So it might not produce as much as a normal bike. I don't know, but I was like super low blood sugar. My diet has been crap for the last couple days. Like last night, like night before last, what I had for dinner was a bag of potato chips and a tub of ice cream. Because it was sherbet, because I wanted to know what sherbet was. I asked ChatGPT the other day. I didn't even know. I was like, what's sherbet? Sherbet's like half like frozen fruit juice or whatever and half dairy. You know, ice cream is made from the dairy. And then sorbet is where it's 100% just like frozen fruit juice that's creamy. So I got ice cream the other day, hot Baskin Robbins, can't remember what it was called, but it was like rainbow colored, and I wanted to get rainbow ice cream because I never bought rainbow ice cream. So I got rainbow ice cream like 3 nights ago and had nothing after that, some crap for dinner. And then 2 nights ago I had potato chips and sherbet for dinner. And then last night I wanted to know what sorbet was. So I had a bucket of sorbet, yogurt, which is like sugar, and a bag of like salted pistachio nuts, and then a bunch of chocolates from my trail mix. So for dinner, and that was my dinner last night. So every night it's just sugar, sugar, sugar. And I totally drank all my Insta coffee that I was pouring like tons of. Went through a whole like whipped cream on that and honey and everything, and yeah. So like my diet has been like, and so if you have a diet that's like pure sugar, like if you have a sweet tooth and you work out every day, like an hour a day or whatever, you have a sweet tooth, and one day you just have nothing but sugar, you're gonna notice that the next day you go into gym, you're gonna be weak. Your strength ain't gonna be there, and you're gonna bonk. So that was kind of what was going on yesterday and the last couple of days, and that's what's gonna happen today if I go to the gym because of what I did yesterday. So it also makes you rickety, makes your joints hurt, it inflames your body, and it affects you like the next day. It's not like an accumulated thing. I mean, it's that too. Accumulatedly, will fuck you up. Like I read a book, last book. The book I'm reading now is like well, I guess 2 books ago. The book I'm reading now is about Oliver Cromwell. But the book before that was a book about psychology. But the book before that was How I Found Livingston, and he said that he traveled through Africa. Livingston was looking for the source of the Nile, and then he went and found him and rescued him. But he said that he was a well-known traveler, a very experienced traveler from the 1860s and 70s, and he said Stanley, and he said the drunks, the people who like to drink, and the drunks always died, like the white guys, the white dudes who were party animals, and they always died because their bodies couldn't handle the heat and the exertion, and it's kind of like being on candy. It's like the same thing. Like if you drink too much alcohol, you get drunk. The next day, you're just not going to be as strong. And but I mean, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like I don't care about anything. Actually, I'm like I said yesterday, maybe I'm in top running for top three laziest people in the world. Top 3 laziest people ever. I'm like the dude from Big Lebowski. Look at all this weed I still have to smoke, man. I grew it in my apartment. I didn't. That's my excuse to smoke it. I didn't really sleep well last night. I had asthma, really bad asthma, and I was, for some reason, at night when I get asthma, I'm too lazy to take my inhaler, even though it's right there. So I finally took the inhaler and it made it good, but I was awake for like hours, dude, before the sun came up. So I don't even know if I got rest. So anyways, that's my vlog of getting back in shape vlog. It's like I have become extremely like mentally weak because I'm physically weak, and that's kind of made it. In order to deal with that, you become mentally weak, and they complement each other. If you're physically strong, you can be mentally strong, and if you're mentally strong, that can help you be physically strong. But my body's getting enough workout every day. Like I'm not even bothering to stretch. I should, but because I'm smoking weed, I'm just watching movies, dude. Like I watched 2 movies and I'm loving it, man. I've never been this lazy in my life. Man, I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna have some cereal after this. I saw this Lindsay Lohan movie, but I didn't finish it. I can't finish movies, dude. I'm too lazy to be able to finish movies. But I saw this other movie with that girl. The daughter of, Roberts, Emma Roberts. She's actually kind of hot. She's growing on me. First, I didn't think she was that hot, and I'm like, oh, I think you're hot. She's pretty hot. But, a relationship movie with Emma Roberts, where she gets with an Australian dude. And then I watched the Lindsay Lohan, another relationship movie. Tried to watch Transformers, but I just couldn't deal with it. It was way too silly. Tried twice, and I'm like, ugh. Yeah, so I can finish the Lindsay Lohan movie and then maybe find another movie to watch. If I stay, lazy like this, because I'm trying to smoke weed and do masturbation videos for hot chicks on OnlyFans. But I aged out, man. Maybe I should have thought of this before, like a couple years ago. But yeah, just sitting around smoking weed. Because this weed, I don't know, like my tolerance is starting to go up with the weed, and I'm starting to think maybe this weed isn't the strongest, this plant, because I have to smoke a lot. But when I smoke a lot, then I get to that level, and I'm like, oh wow, no, I'm high now. Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, let's go to the gym. Like, yeah, I've been baked going into the gym. But like, I have sore muscles now, dude. Like, my abs are sore. So what I'm planning on doing, this is how I plan on getting back in shape. So it's all about routine, and so you grow your dendrites. It takes 3 months, but you can grow dendrites by feeling. So like you when you have a habit, it's when you're like, oh, this is what I do every day. Like this is my daily routine. And then you're like, oh wow, this is a badass daily routine. So my daily routine life is like fucking the American dream, so hopefully I can keep it up. Guess I find out today, but get up, just go into the gym, and I listen to my book. I don't listen to music, right? So I just listen to this interesting book, work out, come home, smoke weed, and watch movies. And kill time, which is I'm really fucking good at. Like, I'm so good at killing time that, like, it'll be 6 o'clock in the evening and I'll be here smoking weed, like, with nothing to do, watching movies, and I'll be thinking to myself, like, well, thank God I have 4 hours until it's 10. Thank God, 4 hours. Okay, that's good. Because that 4 hours is going to get gobbled up in like a second. And then it'll be 10. And then I'm going to have to be thinking about getting in bed so I can get up early the next morning, And like now, with it being like 8 in the morning or whatever, I'd be here smoking weed, looking at it, and be 8, and I'd be like, oh, thank God it's 8. Thank God it's 8 and not 10 or 12, like, I could hang out here for 4 hours until noon. I could hang out here, just sit here for 4 hours. And then it'll only be noon. And then I could still have, you know what I mean? Like, that's how good at killing time I am. I'm like last night. And then, you're really good at it when having insomnia doesn't bother you. Like last night, I was having insomnia because I was having asthma. And I was too lazy to get my inhaler, which is fucking stupid as shit. I should do that. But that's how fucking lazy I am. I'm like insanely lazy. Like last night, I was there sitting on the couch with the TV on, like looking, scrolling down, seeing if there were movies I could watch. And then I got too lazy to scroll down and see if movies I could watch, and I was just staring at the screen because I was too lazy to turn the TV off, even though I was like in pain, like I needed to lie down. Like that's how lazy I am. It doesn't carry over to, lifting in the gym. Like I can go into the gym and have a good workout because it's fun. I like to do it, but then yeah, I can come back here and just be like, just turn into like this freeze in place. So, but yeah, I was up last night, looking out the door and window, and I was like, is it light? And I was like, you know what? Before, when I had insomnia, I'd be like, God damn it, this is lasting forever. But last night I was like, is it light? I hope it's not light. Like, let's keep it dark. Like, I actually liked having insomnia. I was like, this could last forever. Because I get to just lay here. Yeah, so anyway, so that's related to what I was saying with the habits. Because like when I do it, I'm just doing here, get up and then I'm like laying here like, what am I gonna do? Well, am I gonna get bored? Yeah, you eventually would get bored just laying here. I think I was laying just catching up with myself. But yeah, you go into the gym, and then it starts and then it's not like, because before I was like kind of like afraid to go to the gym, like actually afraid to lift weights. And the reason, let me tell you why people are afraid to lift weights. It's because they ego lift. It's because they're lifting too much fucking weight, dude. It's not fun when you have to, because I see people, man, like there is this guy who's in the gym and I benched like 135 pounds 8 times, and then he went and stacked it up at 135 pounds as I was doing this leg thing right behind him, and he put his arms on it, and his arms were on it for like 30 seconds, man. And then because he was doing like a max bench, he wanted to know how many times he could bench 135. He did 9, which is good, more than me, but he was like psyching himself up, So if every machine you go to, you're like, oh God, this is going to hurt. Am I going to be able to do it? Because you have too much weight on. Then when you're at home, before going to the gym, you're like, oh God, oh, it's going to hurt. Oh, it's going to suck, But if you go in there and you don't overload, then you're what you're thinking is, oh, cool, I'm going to go into the gym and get this pump, because you can get a pump with not overloading. I'm going to go into the gym, get a cool pump where I feel my muscles burn some as I'm listening to an audiobook, and I'm just going to do that over and over again because I'm a burnout stoner, and that's what I do, man. I just do stuff over and over again. And I'll be surrounded by a bunch of other people who are doing the same thing, And sure enough, I go in there and see, this is how I gauge how much weight I'm going to do. Like, I go in, I look, I feel how I feel. I'm like, okay. And I would actually do like 1 rep. And I'm like, how does that feel? Because sometimes people leave like really heavy weight on there. I don't know who these fucking people are. But sometimes people, like 160 pounds leg extension. And I think that's maybe what I was doing when I was strong. But, because I would lift, because, I wouldn't even lift that well. You do it really fast, like, all right, I did my set of 10, at 160 pounds. So I would like, be like, I'd do it once and be like, oh shit, that's way too much. But if I feel like I could do it 10, and if I feel like I'm strong, then yeah, I would do it. But I do like 1, and I'm okay, choose something easy, like 100 pounds. Yeah, and then you do 10, and then I'm like, okay, so that's a good one. And then I register it that I did 3 sets of 10. And if it turns out that it was too much weight, I just come back to it later. I'll do 2 sets, do something else, and come back. So, but yeah, I'm not freaked out by it. And if it turns out I was doing too much weight, and I'm like getting burnt out because I'm getting weaker every day because I'm going to the gym every day, then I just lift less weight. Like I was doing calf extension at 240 pounds, but now I'm doing it at 220 because I just didn't like to have to struggle to push it the whole extension. It was easier to just do it more fluidly with 220. So I went down, and I went down to 85 on pec fly, rear deltoid. I was doing 100, but I went down to 85 on that because every time I go do it, it's like at the end of my workout when I'm tired, So I just do it really slowly, Because if I was fresh and I went and did pec fly rear deltoid, like I would feel like 85 isn't enough, But if it's the end of the workout, it is, because that's one of the most highly used ones. So every time I look at it, somebody's using it. But so anyways, that's how I do it. So what I'm going to do is just work out until I'm in the habit of it, And I like hanging out in the house until I'm totally ready to go. And that takes me hours because I get lost in time warp. I'm like, my brain is like permanently burnt out from the weed. When I'm done with my own weed, it'll be time to quit. But yeah, I go to the gym and then I come back and then I feel like that's my habit and I'm doing that every day. And then that's when I start feeling physically stronger, and then I can start doing the other lifts that I'm kind of like afraid to do now. Like I did bench for the first time, so that was a growth. And then I'll do like squat, and that'll be some growth. Because those use more muscles, you know? I only want to do something that uses one muscle. If you squat, you have to use your calves, your fucking thighs, your back, your shoulder. It's like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, like I'm afraid of deadlifting. So then I would start doing deadlifting, bench, and squat, right? And so then I would go to the gym and I would only do those. Like I would do less and less because I'd be spending more and more time doing enduro and less time in the gym. And then I start looking at like powerlifting in the gym, and then and then it will kind of morph to that would be the only lifts I do. And then I start doing them in my house. Yeah, and so it kind of morphs. So I would do this until I feel like it's a habit, and then maybe I get bored with it, and then I move on. So anyways, I've talked long enough. I'm going to go have some breakfast. I'm kind of hungry. And then have another day of lifting. Because I'm too lazy to ride my bike or stretch because I'm smoking weed. So I'm going to lift, and then maybe I'll stretch, but I'm going to try to run before I lift. And then maybe if I'm totally hardcore, I could try to run at 4 miles an hour after I lift for a mile. That'd be cool. Anyway, talk to you tomorrow.